That's what I'm going to do. New York Giants, baby. Abdul Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. We can't have Micah. We'll do Micah 2.0. So there we go.
I love it. I love it. Rookie winning defensive player. You've got to be the best player in the defensive player in the league.
Yeah, this is going to sound like so much hate, and I swear it's not. Welcome back to the Warner Brothas Podcast. I'm Kyle, joined by my brother Keenan, joined by Timmy, joined by Brandon. This will be our final edition of our preseason NFL content. After this, everything will be in season. You might see us get in virtual fist fights over teams. I don't know. We've gone through all the divisions. But yeah, Brandon's squaring up right now. We've gone through all the divisions. We gave you some best bets. We gave you QB tiers. Shit, what else did we do yesterday? What's the other one we did yesterday? We've done so much, I almost forgot. We did week 1. So that was technically preseason, in season. You can consider that both. But now it's time for awards, playoff predictions, bold predictions, a Warner Brothas Podcast staple. Keenan and I were doing this before there was even a Warner Brothas Podcast. When this was offline, we were doing this podcast, essentially. We do this with NBA, NFL. I'd say the entire 2010s before we started this podcast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The first one that I vividly remember doing, I had Melo winning MVP in 12-13 for the NBA, and that was the year where he stole one vote from Bron. So Melo was my Melo MVP year. So one guy thought that I was right. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I think the first year I remember doing for NFL was the year the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. And I think I picked them. I think I picked them at 14-2 or 13-3. And if I didn't have them winning the Super Bowl, I had them versus the Pats. That much I do remember.
Should have been, but let's not get into that because I was on a tangent for 20 talking about why the Patriots should have been in that Super Bowl instead of that sorry Broncos team, as if they didn't throw 55 tutties that year. But go on.
But here we are. You guys want to start with awards first? Go from least important to most important award, and then we can do guess we can do bold predictions after that, and then we can end with our playoffs. Like me personally, Ken, you might have it. I don't have my playoff teams written out, so I just have conference championship weekend and Super Bowl. So you could lay my my teams out for me who I would have in the playoffs, but really for me it's a non-essential. But let's start with the awards.
We'll start comeback player of the year, and this one for me, I think. When I said it initially, when we were talking about it before, I was like, this is like, give me like 4 handles. There's 3 people that I think legitimately could win this award. Now that I'm thinking about it a little more, I do still think Dak Prescott is going to win it, but I think there are 2 other very viable candidates, and then there's a couple others I probably could sneak in there, but I have Dak Prescott.
Timmy, what you got?
Yeah, I got Dak Prescott winning as well.
There you go, Brandon. Keep going.
Keep rolling.
I think Dak Prescott as well too. My second would probably be Christian McCaffrey. To that, but I think Dak. I think they're going to have to pass the ball a lot. I think he's going to put up gaudy passing numbers this season. Kind of think he has a clear path to it.
I'll take your number 2. I got CMC. I think if he just plays 16 games, it's his award to lose this year. So CMC for days.
Yeah, we've got a team split here. I'm going with CMC as well. He played so little last year, and I think the expectations for him are high if he stays healthy. Like Brandon, you said 2,000 all-purpose yards, right? If he stays healthy. So if we get even close to that, this should be CMC's award to lose. So, yeah, Christian McCaffrey, white boy summer.
I do want to say Aiden Hutchinson could be another guy who could win it if he has 18.5, 19.5. That was the other guy that I was thinking of, that he could be a guy. If he leads the league in sacks this year, he's another guy who could possibly take that award.
I know they changed the criteria for this award, too. I think they changed it to maybe only injury.
Possibly.
I changed it last year.
Was it last year?
I believe it was Emmanuel Acho said that he got to cast a vote, and he was told specifically, you're not coming back from being sorry, you're coming back from an injury. So Joe Flacco winning it the year prior stirred some stuff up for a lot of these NFL execs. So it's injury only. You can't come back from being absent from football because you suck.
Quick question on Dak, and then also a comment. Forgot to mention this along the way. I did not know this until today. The touchback on a kickoff is now going to be placed at the 35-yard line. Crazy. Maybe that'll incite more returns. I guess that's the theory here.
Yeah, you're gonna kick. Everything's gonna be between like the 10-yard and in. So you're gonna.
There's
get all your
also
kicks.
new overtime or onside kick rules. You don't have to declare that you're doing an onside kick anymore,
Thank God.
I believe. You still have to be like, there is still only a situation that you can do it if you're down in the fourth quarter or something, but you don't have to declare it.
Which is cool.
It's a step in the right direction, a small step, but a step nonetheless.
Yeah.
Quick question though: how many games did Dak play last year? Like 7?
Maybe, I don't even know, to be quite honest with you. Give me a second, I can tell you.
Because I always wonder, like, how many
Prescott,
games do you have to
how many
miss
games?
to be eligible for this award? Was it just an injury in general?
I think it might just be an injury in general, but obviously, if you miss like significant amount of
I
kind of
think
time,
it's majority of season
yeah, he played 8 games last year.
because Joe Burrow won it last year and he missed half the season the year before. A little over
It
half
was
the
5-5 until he played. Like I think it was 5-5 because they count that Ravens game, so he missed for
Gotcha.
significant amount of time. But all right, next award, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'll start. I've got Abdul Carter. I don't think that's chalk it up for chalk, but I just think that he's going to be able to get to the quarterback. I think that 10 plus sacks is easily on the board for him. He's just that talented of a guy. So Abdul Carter.
Yeah, Keenan, let me add to that because, as y'all know, I don't watch college football at all. But multiple people, including some people on this podcast, told me he was a better prospect than Micah Parsons. I mean, just give him the award. Just give him the award because this league's going to be too easy for him if that's the case. So I'm expecting at least.
He'll probably be overrated in a couple years if that's the case, but that's not here nor there.
Could be. I mean, shit, Jadeveon Clowney had all the hype in the world and turned out to be
Chase
pretty
Young
good.
was another one too.
This is Abdul's award to lose. He is the highest rated defensive prospect in this draft class. He's going to be featured. He's going to be on the field all the time. They're going to design defenses just so he can rush the passer or rush the quarterback unblocked. It's going to be a good season. If he gets to 12, 13 sacks, has a couple forced fumbles, boom, that's all he needs. It's his award. Abdul Carter.
Yeah, I agree. It's Abdul
Sweet.
Carter. I think he's super NFL ready. He's got multiple rush moves. I think for him to not win it, he would have to get hurt. I think that's the only way that he doesn't win it. And if it does, then it's probably Jalen Walker.
Most of the time, this is kind of a pass rusher award to lose. Those are ones that are most likely going to pop off the screen. I know there have been non-pass rushers to win it, but like it's kind of like the Will Anderson and guys like that who can kind of rush the passer. They're going to pop off the screen the most. This one I think will have a little bit more variance in it, and it's Offensive Rookie of the Year. I've gone with multiple people on this. I'm staying away from quarterback, so I'm staying away from Cam Ward. I'm actually going with Matthew Golden. I think Matthew Golden will have around probably 1,100 yards and maybe 8-ish touchdowns this year, 70-ish catches roughly in that range. I think that, especially that when he's going to be leading a team that I believe can be the 1 seed. I think that they're going to be the 2. I have the Bucs as the 1, but a team that has the potential to be the 1 seed there. I think that with the eyes on him and him kind of being able to contribute to winning, I think Matthew Golden's going to sneak it.
I'll stick with a wide receiver, but I'll go Tet McMillan for this. I think he's going to be a bigger feature in his offense. I think he will be the one and the primary target, whereas I think Matthew Golden will not take a backseat, but there are going to be other people that get fed in that offense. So I'll go Tet McMillan. I think he has the better statistical season. And we've seen before, offensive rookie and defensive rookie, they don't really care if they're on a bad team. If you shine, you shine. So give me Tet.
I actually agree with Timmy on this. I'm taking Tet. as much as I would love to take Travis Hunter, I just don't really see him playing enough to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge offense. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he gets some Malik Neighbors like share of this offense and gets a 25 to 30% target rate. I do think Matthew Golden has a good chance, though, but I think Ted McMillan could win solely based off of volume.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, we did a create a mixtape, and mine was Jadakiss featuring some New York legends. Mixtape was called New York Giants, and apparently that should have had Abdul Carter and Cam Scatabo on the cover because that's who I got winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. White Boy Summer, return of the white running backs, McCaffrey and Scatabo.
Hey, yo!
Cam, Tyrone Tracy, watch yourself. Watch your back. Watch your six, brother. I love it. All right.
We got the white Brandon Jacobs back in New York.
There we
ready
go.
to run through somebody.
There we go.
Gotta love it. All
Peyton
right.
Hillis 2.0.
Ooh.
Peyton Hillis, there we go.
All right, so Peyton Hillis. All right, so we've got Defensive Player of the Year will go. And this one, I was going to go with a defensive back. It was in New England. I was going to go Christian Gonzalez, but then I thought to myself, I was like, there's a chance he misses week 1. I don't know how much injury will kind of plague him. So I ended up going with a different defensive back in the AFC. Name is Kyle Hamilton. I think Kyle Hamilton's going to have himself a big year this year. So
I love that pick.
So my guy is Kyle Hamilton. He does a little bit of everything. He can pop in the coverage game, but he really can go sideline to sideline as a safety. He can get in the box if you need him to get there. He is kind of one of the most versatile safeties we've got in the game. And so I think Kyle Hamilton is going to lead that Ravens defense, which is going to probably be roughly around the top 10-ish as they are every single year.
I don't think it'll be a defensive back. I think it's more rare that it's a defensive back.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'll stick with the defensive lineman. I got Jalen Carter. I think he pulls his best Aaron Donald. Has a great year. A lot of sacks, a lot of disruption. Keeps this defense as a top defense. Easy.
Wow. So I love both of those picks. I think they both have strong cases. I'm going with Will Anderson Jr. from the Houston Texans.
I like that.
I think he has every tool in the book to be a 20-sack guy. And it helps out when you're playing opposite of Daniil Hunter as well, too. This guy was a top 2 pick for a reason. He was a stud coming out of Alabama. He's got one of the highest motors that we've seen in the NFL. I think he's got every pass rush move imaginable. He's got secondary, third moves, whatever you want to call it. He's probably even got a fourth one. I think he's got a ton of untapped potential. He's my favorite for Defensive Player of the Year.
I applaud and love all 3 picks. Keenan, I started on the same exact path as you. How can I get Christian Gonzalez this award? Because I think his ceiling is the best lockdown corner in the league. Then, of course, he's injured. That's been his problem the first couple seasons. Then I thought about Kyle Hamilton as well. Then I thought, we really haven't seen a safety win it in quite some time. It's very difficult for a safety to win Defensive Player of the Year. Then I remembered my statement last year. I think I'd picked Micah Parsons the last 2 seasons, and I said I'm going to pick him until he wins. But I don't want to do that. Don't want to fucking do that. It would be lame. I really love the Jalen Carter pick, but that would be me just piggybacking off what Tim said. So this one I'm going to do. New York Giants, baby. Abdul Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. We can't have Micah. We'll do Micah 2.0. So there we go.
I love it. I love it. Rookie winning defensive player. You've got to be the best player in the defensive player in the league.
Yeah, you're probably getting a 99 rating on Madden.
You've got to be at least top 3. Obviously, longevity matters, but if he's getting 18 sacks as a rookie, I think you've got to be the best
45 sacks as a rookie. Instantly becomes the goal.
This one, Offensive Player of the Year is next. This one, knowing other people, I think we're going to have maybe the same one, but I think there's so much room to have so many people. I personally have Bijan winning it this year myself. I think that he's going to get featured more and more in that offense, and I just think 2,500 yards is on the board for him. 2,500 total, obviously 25 total and up 20 touchdowns. I think that's on the board for him. So I got Bijan.
Offensive and defensive player of the year are similar awards to rookies, where you could be on a mid team and still win the award.
Mhm.
So for that reason, I'll take CeeDee Lamb. I think he goes berserk this year. Back-to-back wide receivers. Could totally see him being a Triple Crown winner. And typically, it's hard for them to pass up Triple Crown winners as Offensive Player of the Year. So give me CD. They might not be a good team, but he'll be a good wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to go with Jamar Chase with this. I feel like that's kind of a boring pick. He's the favorite right now behind Saquon, actually. So he's the second favorite. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs.
I like that a lot. I think he's going to have a great year.
Yeah, what you were saying about Bijan Keenan, I think Jahmyr Gibbs has just the highest chance to do that. I mean, he could come out and rush for 1,500 yards and have another 700-800 receiving. Like, he's that good.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do think if they move to a feature role for him, I think the sky's the limit for him.
I think it's smart if I understand you want to kind of try to have him as healthy as possible, but I honestly, if I were, every time Montgomery goes down for a couple of games, you're like, oh, where's Gibbs for 150 from yards from scrimmage? It's like, all right. It's like, you just let him loose, let him go. Let him do his thing. I like that a lot. That was almost my pick.
For sure. Listen, coming off a torn ACL, I know a lot of people are going to be counting out Stephon Diggs, but no, I'm just kidding. So, not
Stephon Marbury.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I actually have Derrick Henry winning this award. I think the Ravens play some favorable defenses. I think Derrick Henry would have won it last year had Saquon not done Saquon things, right? I think it would have been him next in line. I think it's going to go... I think they're just going to be up in a lot of fourth quarters to where he's going to be able to pad his stats, honestly. So I think he's going to have a similar season than last season. Obviously, if Bijan does what Keenan thinks, like it's going to be tough, or if CMC does what we believe he can do, it's going to be tough. But Derrick Henry's going to be right there. They're going to have the record for it. He's going to accumulate a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. Like, he's going to be in the conversation. So I'm going to lock Derrick Henry down.
Okay. Next, coach of the year, before we get to MVP, my coach of the year, bouncing between two people, but I'm going to go with Todd Bowles. I have the Bucs 14-3 as the 1 seed, so I think they don't always go with the coach that has the best record. So I was thinking I have Liam Cohen winning the division, obviously making that jump. Mike Vrabel obviously getting 10-7 and getting to the playoffs is another guy that's going to be in that conversation, but no one's expecting the Bucs to be a 14-win team, and if they are what I think they are and what they can be, 14 wins for a Bucs team that's projected around 9.5, 9 to 10 wins. I think Todd Bowles wins it.
Give me Jim Harbaugh. I think second year, this could be the year that they make a playoff run. I know the award is for the regular season, but it doesn't come out until a couple weeks into the playoffs. So usually there's a little bit of bias in that. So give me Jim. I think they have a great year. I think they'll have a good defense, good offense, good everything. They're going to be an execution team where everything they do, they get it done.
Give me Matt LaFleur. We're all high on the Green Bay Packers here. I think there's a world where the Packers could finish as a 13, 14-win team. And I think if that happens, I think Matt LaFleur is the clear favorite for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, we primarily see this award become like whoever can take a team that was terrible last year and make them a good team or playoff team the next year. I really didn't have many teams falling under that category. The two I kind of bounced back and forth between was Sean Payton and Matt LaFleur, because I have them each winning their division. But my best record in the NFL was the Bills with Sean McDermott. So I'm going to give it by default to Sean McDermott.
I like that.
I don't. Right. I don't like it, but that's what I kind of fell on. So
yeah,
I don't like it.
So mine, if you did watch the NFC South predictions for us, you know my MVP. For who doesn't know my MVP, it is Baker Mayfield. I have Todd Bowles winning Coach of the Year at 14-3. I think Baker Mayfield Does the Matt Ryan, Cam Newton mold, the NFC South quarterback who takes the kind of league-ish by storm at that time where you're like, oh, okay. There's been remnants of it before, but really pushes and like takes the Bucs to the highest of levels that this Bucs team can really get to. We'll see how far I have them going in the playoffs from there, but I do think that Baker Mayfield is going to take home the MVP this year.
That's a bold one.
I think this might be a little crazy. Joe Burrow wins his first MVP this year. I think last year you could have made the argument that he was the most valuable player. Without Joey B, that team wouldn't have even sniffed the playoffs. This year I got them in the playoffs. I think they could be even a little bit better than I'm predicting them to be. And if that's the case, give it to Joe.
So I also was going to go with Joe Burrow as well too. Especially if they're 11-6, 12-5. I'm going to give you a different one though. Since Timmy said Joe Burrow, I'm going to give you Jaden Daniels. I think a big second-year leap is possible. I love the offense.
We've seen people in their second year, Mahomes and Lamar both won it year two. So we've seen it.
I think if he has a Lamar-like season on the ground, I think he could come out and throw for 35 touchdowns. I think he throws for 4,000 yards. I like him as a double-digit touchdown scorer on the ground too, especially with them getting rid of Brian Robinson.
I cannot wait to hear you got the Commanders in the playoffs now.
So
he has them 12 and he does have them 12-5, Kyle. He was the only person that had him that high. He had them 12-5 when we did our prediction. So this is still in line. It's sound. He's not bouncing all over the place. It's 12-5. Jaden Daniels MVP. All righty, we see where we are. Brandon.
Listen, we're coming off a race where you could make a debate, a strong debate. He was first team All-Pro, right? There's people who believe Lamar Jackson should have won MVP last year. I'm going with Josh Allen back-to-back. I don't think there's going to be any debate. I've got him as the best record in the league. This year just seems like a lot of things are going to go the Bills' way. I've talked about their schedule a ton, about how, like, for whatever reason, every game of consequence is a home game for them. Everything is geared for them to have a great season.
This is their year.
This is their year, right? He's smack dab in the middle of his prime. I got Sean McDermott winning Coach of the Year. Why not him again, back to back, and to cement him? You had him right there, 1A, 1B with Mahomes. I got him cementing his place if he wins MVP 2 years in a row. So, Joshua Allen.
Okay. So, we just went through the awards, and then now we're gonna go on to each of us have a bold prediction.
Hey, can't
my bold
real quick. Why don't we do bold predictions? We'll do bold predictions now. Let's cut the episode, then do playoff predictions by itself, maybe. That way, they're like both super short.
Sure. If you want to go bold predictions, and sure, that sounds fine.
My bad. Go ahead.
Sorry, I had to find my bold prediction. We can cut this here in just a second.
Still don't have one as we speak.
Oh, there we go. All right. So, my bold prediction for the year, Warner Brothas Podcast staple, though I don't have him winning MVP, I think he'll well be in the conversation. I think Joe Burrow throws for 8 touchdowns in a game this season and breaks the record.
I like it. I love it.
I think he'll have one of those games where it's just flowing. Chase will have 3. I think it could be a double hat trick from Chase and Higgins, and then you find Chase Brown for 1 and then pick a tight end for 1.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Probably come against the Ravens, the way that those games have gone.
Yeah, honestly, it could. Thanksgiving against the Ravens and have an all-time game, but they'll still manage to find a way to lose because Lamar will have like 600 all-purpose yard from scrimmage with like 7 touchdowns himself, and they won't be able to throw.
Get a turkey.
If he throws for 8 touchdowns, he's definitely going over 5,500 passing yards because he'll get damn near 700 in that game right there. So,
yeah.
My bold prediction. 10, count them, 10 defensive players will have 15 plus sacks this year.
Wow.
Damn.
We only had 1 last year. But the year prior to that, we had, I think, 5. So it's not super crazy, but there's a lot of very talented defensive ends in this league right now. A lot of good lines that can just make clear paths. So give me 10 of them.
Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson, Micah Parsons, Abdul Carter,
TJ
Aiden
Watt,
Hutchinson,
Miles
TJ Watt,
Garrett,
Miles Garrett,
Will Anderson.
That's
Give me
8.
Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, either one of them.
Yeah, I was
might
gonna
get
say
there.
that was 8. I mean, then you might have your random guys that come
Did
in.
you say Max Crosby?
I did say Max Crosby,
Okay.
Jalen Carter 9, and then
Yep.
you might get another one for Chris Jones. Might have like a resurgent year or something like that. Hey, I've seen crazier things.
So I'd kind of go in a couple places here. Oh man,
The Jags will win a playoff game. What?
what? Oh man, I'll give you one. I think Jamar Chase breaks the record for season receiving yardage and season receiving touchdowns.
Double record.
Timeout for a second.
Is he getting to 2K on yards?
I think he does. Yeah.
And then touchdowns, I don't even know what it is. It's got to be,
So
what's it,
I've
high
I've just got a
teens?
quick.
Touchdowns 23.
If
23?
I was saying they're bold predictions, so they don't have to happen. If that's the case,
I went with something super bold.
your offensive player of the year might gotta change in Jahmyr Gibbs to
Well, I
Chase.
was going to give you Jahmyr Gibbs most scrimmage yards too. Like that's what I was thinking, but I couldn't think of who had the record. So like I'll give
No,
you.
you're
two of
good.
them.
No, you're fine. You're fine because it's a bold prediction, so it's not like a guarantee it happens. So you're fine. But I'm just saying this happens. He goes for over yard. Well, you said yards and touchdowns, or just yards?
Yards and touchdowns.
I
Yeah.
think we're
Okay,
talking.
so
I think we're
he's-
talking league MVP
so
at
he-
this point.
So he says goodbye to. He says 2K, and then he says 24 tutties. Okay. Yeah. No, Chase is. I mean, 6 of them might have to come in that 8 touchdown Burrow game.
Exactly. Yeah.
6 of them might come in that Burrow game.
You might have to give Burrow and Chase co-MVPs if this is the case, right?
I mean,
yeah, if
no,
he
they
does
would
that,
give.
he
They,
wins MVP.
they wouldn't do
They'd give
that
it to
because they
Burrow
wouldn't have done that with.
by law.
I was gonna say they would have done the same thing with Brady and Moss, but they decided not.
But if we're
to.
talking yards and TDs, Jamar would have it. He'd have a
That's true.
Chase would have a case.
I don't think it happens, but I think if there's anybody that has a good chance, it's going to be Jamar Chase with that offense.
These are great bold predictions. Like these, when we say bold predictions, this is exactly what we're talking about. So this is right in line with the spirit. Mine, I'm just gonna go with what I have with rookie and defensive player of the year. Like you said, if he's gonna get rookie of the year and defensive player of the year, then he's probably gonna be top 3 defensive lineman. Why don't we just say he's gonna break the sack record? Abdul Carter breaks the sack record in his rookie season.
Kyle is all in on this Giants.
I've got
I
to
just
say
walked
about
myself
Abdul
into it. I
Carter.
was like, yeah, rookie of the year.
All I've got to
Defensive
say is
player
if
of the year.
Abdul Carter does that, if he does that, that means
They gotta give him
the
56.
Giants are making the
They
playoffs.
got to give him the number
I'm
56 is what they got to
Yeah.
do.
The Giants are making the playoffs if Abdul Carter gets you DPOY with 23 sacks. So they're going to find their way at 9-8, 10-7 in the playoffs because he's
8-9.
going to disrupt a whole lot of games. Oh my gosh. But all right, I love it. So, Kyle, I guess that's it. We're going to do the predictions for the playoffs here, but we're going to split it, and then we're going to split it up and get these playoffs just by themselves.
That's
Why?
true.
Because the playoffs matter.
Can
The playoffs matter more than
Playoffs?
anything.
We're talking
Playoffs?
playoffs?
actually have a
I was just hoping we can get another segment, but playoffs.
actually have a bonus bold prediction. I gave this one out, I believe, 2 years ago. It was you, Timmy, and I. I want to recycle it just because it's been forever. It's been at least a decade since this has happened. Bench clearing brawl in the NFL. I predicted that 2 years ago. It's been, I think it was Saints and Falcons. I want to say it was Saints and Falcons like 10, 12, 15 years ago. I could be wrong, but it seems like it was at least the Saints. Gonna predict that. I'm gonna speak it into existence because, man, that would just be entertaining. So
All right. Well, second to last, but not the last, Warner Brothas Podcast. We've got so many preseason stuff that we're doing because we've got to get it all out, and we cannot wait for the season to start here very shortly. But Kyle, Brandon, Timmy, Warner Brothas Podcast, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We appreciate all of you guys, and we'll be back again very soon.